Good morning, students. So, in this video, we are going to see about the network model. So, why we need to visit the network model is continues with the previous discussions that the network, whatever maybe we are using the protocols, whatever maybe we are using, those protocols are going to uh, be designed or they are going to be worked with a framework of a model. So that framework of model uh, that is going to be that was designed in 1984 was the OSI model. The common network model is going to be called as the OSI network model. The OSI stands for Open Systems Interconnect Model. So this model is going to be used in all the protocols that was proposed and designed and they are used in day-to-day life. So the network model consists of these 7 layers. So these 7 layers are application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, and the physical layer. So by the side of this particular physical layer, our local computer is to be connected, and on the application layer, the uh, server is going to be connected. So whenever we need data, or if we are being requested with an data, the flow will be from physical layer to application layer, and the flow will be from application layer to physical layer. So we will be seeing one by one what are these layers. And moreover, the physical layer, data link layer, and the network layer are going to be hardware implemented parts, and the application layer, presentation layer, or session layers are going to be software implemented layers. So these layers are having their own way of implementation and the works to do. So we will be seeing one by one. The first one is physical layer. The physical layer is a particular layer which is going to connect the computer with the uh, overall network. So for connection of computer to the overall network, we need to have hub, repeater, modem, or cables. So these are going to be part of the physical layer. So the physical layer will be doing the functions as we listed here: bit synchronization, bit rate control, and physical topologies and transmission modes. So the bit synchronization means the synchronization of the data with respect to the clock is going to be taken care by the physical layer itself. So we have discussed some of the protocols that are being going to be used for synchronization of clock with the data has been discussed in the previous videos. You can refer to it. So the same synchronization methods can be used with the physical layer. And the bitrate control is going to be the baud rate control. So the baud rate control is also been discussed in the previous videos. You can refer to it. And also the physical topologies. The physical topologies consist of the various topologies that are going to be used in the network design, like star or tree or any other topologies that are going to be used for the network design. That particular topologies are going to be taken care by the physical layers. And also the transmission modes. Transmission modes are going to be simplex, full duplex, and the half duplex modes. So those modes can also be configured with the physical layers. So the repeaters, modems, and hubs are going to be the part of the physical layer. And the next one we are going to see about the data link layer. So basically the data link layer is going to establish the connection between node to node by the message delivery with the error control. So if the message is going to be communicated between two nodes, those message should be error free. So the error control is going to be taken care by the data link layer. So in order to do this work, the data link layer having two sublayers. One is logic link layer, another one is media access layer. So these two layers will be first calculating what is the MAC address, that is the media access layer address for an device in the which is being connected in the network. So after calculating that particular MAC address, the data link layer is going to frame the message pattern that it need to communicate with the other nodes. So if a node is being in the remote side, so that remote side have to be accessed through a MAC address. So that MAC address is to be extracted from that particular network, and that particular address and the present address of the particular node have to be framed into one single data frame. So that is going to be the framing in nature. So that framing is going to frame the data, and the address of the particular communication is framed with the um, with a standard frame rate. So that standard frame is going to be the function of a data link layer. And the next is going to be physical addressing. As we have seen, the MAC address is going to be addressed by the data link layers only. Error control. So the errors, the common errors that are going to be taken in the communications are going to be parity error, CRC error, and so on. So those kind of errors can be controlled, and if the error is persist in the network, then that particular error message have to be repeatedly sent, and the error should be confined into the particular network itself. So that kind of error control is going to be taken in the data link layer. And also the flow control. The flow control will be the control which makes the data rate to be constant. So the next is going to be the access control. So access control will be giving control over the devices which are going to be used in the network, and also the communication, that is the sending and receiving of the data bits in the communication line. That traffic is going to be controlled by the data link layer. So that traffic control is going to be said as an access control. So next we are going to see about the network layer. So the network layer is going to be the transmission of data from one host to the another host. This particular layer is different from the data link layer from its working. That is, the data link layer are going to be the devices which are switches and the um, bridges in the network side. But the network layer will be the device which is going to be the routers in nature. So routing means if a particular computer is going to be communicating with a server which is in very remote site. So if that particular computer is connected with the network within different network topologies, means the work of the router is to find the shortest route to access that particular server with an very efficient and the cost effective shortest route. So that shortest route is going to be found by the router. So the basic function of the network layer is going to be the routing, that is the finding of the shortest distance, shortest route, and finding of the IP address of that particular server or particular switch. So whatever it may be, the logical address is going to be the address which is very unique to that particular given network. That unique address cannot be accessed by the other hosts that are going to be in the network. So that address is going to be the logical address. So that logical address is going to be the IP address that is used in the networks. So that logical address is going to be calculated by the network layer. The next we are going to see about the transport layer. So up to the network layer, the hardware part is getting over. So this hardware part is going to be connected with the software part with the help of this transport layer. So this transport layer provides the service to the application layer, which is on the software side, and it takes the service from the network layer. So that is on the hardware side. So by taking the service from the hardware side and it provides the service to the software side, it will be doing the packets to be switched between the hardware and software by adding the source and destination port numbers, because each and every network application having its own protocols, those protocols needs different port numbers. So those port numbers are going to be the gateway for any network application. That network application is to be provided service through that particular protocol. So that's why the port number is going to be essential for the network communication. So that particular port number is going to be added by using the data being collected from the various nodes. So that particular port number can be segregated as a source or destination, adding those information into a frame, that is the message frame that is going to communicate to the other end, that is to the port end. It has to have that particular port number. So that is going to be done by the segmentation. Segmentation means converting the data into a given format packet. So that packet is going to be called as the segmentation. So the given data is going to be converted into a standard specified format called segment. So that process is going to be called as the segmentation. So this particular port number adding is going to be done by the segmentation. And the next important function of the transport layer is going to be service point addressing or port addressing. In order to deliver the message to the correct process that is running in the host computer, that particular message have to be delivered to the correct port. So the port addressing is very important in case of the network communication. So that particular port addressing is to be dealt with the transport layer. So the next is going to be the functions of the transport layer. So we can tell the two different functions. One is going to be the acknowledgement based, another one is going to be non-acknowledgement based. So the acknowledgement based can otherwise called as the connection oriented services. So the connection oriented services will be having the different functionalities like we have given here. So the first one is going to be the connection establishment, the second is going to be the data transfer, and third is going to be the termination or the disconnection of the connection. So the connection oriented needs acknowledgement signal. So that signal is going to be depends the fastness of the particular signal depends on the devices that are connected into the communication LAN. So this particular connection establishment and the data transfer are going to be in handshaking mode. So this will be getting somewhat time oriented process. The next is going to be the connectionless services. So there is no acknowledgement signal. So since it is not having the acknowledgement signal, the fastest service will be done by this particular connectionless services. So these services will be providing the data transfer from the particular data given by the session layer and the application layer is being converted into the packets that are going to be transferred to the network layer. So if the network layer is giving any data, that particular data is to be converted into the given digital output. So that digital output is going to be transferred to the session layer and the application layer. So next we are going to see about the session layer. The session layer will be consisting of the three different working. So the first one is going to be the session establishment and maintenance and the termination, and the second one is going to be the synchronization, and third one is going to be dialog control. So the session layer will be having arrangement of the time multiplexed working of the session establishment. So that session establishment and maintenance, or if the session is not completed and the session is not fulfilled, then the termination is also very important in order to have the network tasks that are going to be completed within the given time. So that particular session arrangement and the establishment and the maintenance is done by the session layer. The second one is going to be the synchronization. So when the network process is going to be done in a particular session layer that is software oriented, that particular session is going to be added with the synchronous points. That points are added within the data. So if that points are being inserted, if any error occur in the data processing in the communication, so that points are going to use to find the errors in the communication, so that the error is being caught in within the session layer itself, so that the software error can be neglected and there can be recovered in the session layer itself. So no need to worry about the errors that are being done in the software layer that are going to be caught within the session layer itself. So they will be processed after the within the error confinement zone itself. So the third is going to be the dialog control. So if the two systems are to be allowed to start the communication, that particular system is going to be a dialog oriented. So that particular system need to have the dialog controller. So that controller should allow and it should monitor the communication between the two systems. That is going to be the dialog controller, and that dialog controller is being established in the session layer itself. So the after this session layers only, the data which has been converted from the packets into the digital is going to be supplied to the application and the presentation layers. So that's all about the uh, main sessions and the main layers of the application, that is the network layers. So these layers are going to be very important before we are going to have the CAN protocol, that is the controller area network protocol, which is one of the important protocol in this particular unit. So before going into the CAN protocol, we have done this video. Thank you.